People often say that you should love yourself unconditionally. But as you can see that this statement is vague. And unless you choose to become selfishly narcissistic, it doesn't make the situation any better for someone who may lack such form of self-love. This is because you are not safe from your own judgments just like other people, as you don't see yourself as a separate, isolated entity. You see yourself in relation to your environment and in relation to other people. And you are always unconsciously judging and gauging yourself in relation to that environment. It is also about your own relationship with yourself. Do you fulfill commitments and promises you make to yourself? Can you count on yourself when the situation demands? If your judgments about yourself are negative, then it will be impossible to love yourself. So, therefore, it can be seen that self-love in its complete and healthy form cannot be unconditional. However, self-respect is different. It is merely based on the idea that you are a unique individual with your own specific set of strengths. What you do with those strengths will eventually determine how much you love yourself. The theory of self-realization is that a life of excellence is based on the actualization of human potentialities. When we refer to human potentialities, we are pretty much referring to the biological and psychological capacities of what it means to be a human being. So, does that mean that a person can actualize each and everything that they are capable of being? Well, definitely not. That would require a number of lifetimes. It simply boils down to the fact that we must become aware of everything about our existence, intimately, passionately, and subjectively. Doing this makes us vulnerable to all the things that can happen, but it also enables us to find the things that are truly and actually meaningful to us. Now, the real question is, what does all that have to do with self-love? And the answer is, everything. When you know what you truly want to do with your life, the things that truly matter to you, your existence becomes meaningful. And when your existence becomes meaningful, you cannot help but find that inner love and appreciation. Keep in mind that this is different from feeding the ego. The ego does not care about what is meaningful. It only cares about the vanity metrics. So far, we can see no upper limit to how much potential a human can develop to. But there are different views on how such potential can be developed. These are variety pattern, dominant theme pattern, and maximum fulfillment of desires. Variety pattern. It is a pattern of self-realization. The objective here is to become a well-rounded person by learning and doing a little of everything. This can also mean developing great skills in many different disciplines. The person who chooses to adopt such a pattern shows interest and skills in many different things, and may find it difficult to leave any one of them in favor of the other. The assumption is that nothing is intrinsically boring to anyone. There are no boring subjects, only people who are boring because they have not developed the capacity to entrust themselves in the fascinating variety of things. This kind of view on developing oneself is suitable for entrepreneurs, visionaries, or people who may like to create something new through the aid of interdisciplinary knowledge. And with the ever-evolving human society with its culture and technology, such generalists are sure to find great opportunities in every corner. However, this kind of view has two limitations. The first being that it is almost impossible to fully develop mastery of so many things. Life is short, and dissatisfaction can set on later in life as the person may think of themselves as jack of all trades, master of none. The second limitation being the opportunity cost. To do one thing means that you will have to give up the opportunity of doing other things at that time. Life may pass you while you're working on so many things at once. Dominant theme pattern. This means concentrating on one major interest and to build other interests around it. The idea here is to choose that which you have the most talent and interest and develop that to a high degree. Other activities are meant to enhance the primary interest. This can also mean having a major goal or purpose in life in a way that everything else revolves around it. For example, a person may passionately be interested in traveling, and so they may also develop skills around it, such as travel photography, wildlife specialist, public relations, etc. Now, this kind of view also has two kinds of limitations. First being that there are people who do not know what major interest or purpose to embrace. Many hang on, hoping that something will come along and seize their interest, almost as though they are waiting for a lightning bolt to strike them and change their life. They do not realize that there are many things they can do well, and they must impose their own value on such activities, rather than waiting around for someone to convince them that this or that major is just for them. The second problem is that the dominant theme pattern is vulnerable to economics and the change of societal value. The theme that you may choose now might not earn you a living some decades later. Maximum fulfillment of desires. This is more of an earthy point of view, in which the person sees life's purpose as nothing more than the fulfillment of biological and sociological needs. The concept here is that people are born with innate purposes, ends, and goals, and excellence is achieved by fulfilling these natural human wants. The problem is that sometimes we are not the best judge for what is good for us, especially when having such a base worldview. We all want to be a part of something we believe is greater than ourselves, and sometimes people are much happier when they avoid fulfilling their natural desires in favor of progress or discipline. Deep down, we all know what we truly want out of life. From early childhood, we have certain inclinations, and our unusual passion for those inclinations can easily be seen by those around us. So, to discover your soul goal, reach your full potential, and increase your self-love, you must vigorously inspect yourself and find out more about what things you had passion for as a child. Now, by inclinations, we don't just mean career paths, but also we mean activities that made us feel good about ourselves even if there was no material benefit.